Hello, my viewers, wherever you are, whatever part of the world you are in. I'm vlogging from Kenyatta Road, Juja, Kenya. I'm usually a resident of Superhighway Estate, where is my main joint, where I process everything and where I mainly vlog from. But today, as I've been telling you quite often in many of my videos, that I want to get somebody who knows about this area, who came years before estates were started. I am lucky in an estate that I was vlogging today. I found a few Avenue 6. There is one gentleman here, I will say his name. He will talk in the local language, but I will interpret. He has the history of this area, and I'm very, very happy and excited to have met him. I didn't know I'll get someone like him. He's very valuable. He has got very good history of this Kenyatta Road, and even in Juja, and also in Kenya. I guess he does know all that, but our interest generally is in Kenyatta Road. I am Frederick Ndungu from Superhighway Estate, Juja, Kenya. And that's where I vlog from. Please, my followers, wherever you are, I greet you. It's about 10 o'clock here. Wherever you are, whatever time zone you are in, ours is still early morning. Yours could be midday. You could be good night. Whatever time zone you are in, I greet you and I thank you for following me. I'm excited, and I'm not tired of telling you that I've just started this YouTube journey. This is my 4th month, and I'm so happy that I've got followers now. And from the readings and analysis of YouTube, I am watched all over the globe, and the number is increasing daily. So please, my friends, my followers, Team Frederick Ndungu, wherever you are, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will be so happy, and I pray to God to bless you so much for being my followers. Here is a friend. It's an resident of Kenyatta Road. He will start by telling us his name. Weta wate.
Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
Hali twajita Ruben Shege Wanganga.
His name is Ruben Shege Nganga.
No, I give my joy Wanganga.
Many people here know him with another name known as Wanganga, meaning son of Nganga. Yes.
Okay. Near Rift Valley, 1992.
He came from Rift Valley. It's one of the provinces in Kenya, and he left that place in 1992. Because there was tribal clashes then.
Farm management.
He was a farm manager where he was then in Rift Valley.
They trained in large scale farming.
He's trained as a large scale farming.
No,
when tribal clashes came out, so he had to run away and came at a place known as Kino near Nairobi, where he had a rented residence, and he stayed there for a while. He did some work here and there to get somebody to eat. He also was employed as like a site manager
in a construction
farm.
No, precious blood. Farm manager.
And by good luck, he had a place known as an organization known as Precious Blood that they wanted a farm manager.
And he applied.
And then he applied.
Interview.
After interview, he went through and he was employed.
nĩguo ndagĩũkire gũkũ Juja.
Then that's when he came to Juja.
1997.
1997.
Rĩu ũhoro wa Kenyatta Road yothe.
So anything to do with Kenyatta Road as a whole.
Na nginya Juja town.
At Juja town.
Nĩ ndĩkũĩ mũno tondũ no ndagĩceraga.
He knows this place originally how it was like because he was touring every part of this Juja.
No ngĩũka mwena wa Kenyatta Road.
But the time he came to Kenyatta Road,
kwarĩ o estate igĩrĩ iria ciakĩonekaga andũ nĩ magũrĩte tu plots.
When he came here, there were only 2 estates where people had bought plots.
Mwena ũrĩa wa super highway, estate ĩyo ĩ hau.
Across the super highway.
Nĩ andũ nĩ magũrĩte no aingĩ matiakĩte.
People had bought plots there, but just a few had constructed their houses.
Kũndũ kũngĩ gwakĩtwo hanini nĩ haha hetagwo Rũriĩ.
Another place is a place where I flogged the other day known as Newwood.
Na rĩu ona ha Precious Blood, hetagwo Precious Blood ĩ handũ thĩinĩ.
Precious Blood it was that time it was very interior of Kenyatta Road.
Naho nĩ harĩ ka estate o kanini.
There was a small estate then.
Andũ nĩ masetũrĩte no andũ aingĩ gũkũ nĩ arĩa matekĩte atĩ.
Many people had not settled yet.
Na tondũ nĩ ndagĩtete ũikaro nĩ gũkombora ndakomboraga rĩ.
Because he had, even where he was before he came here, he had rented a residence.
Ngĩtuĩka interested na gũkũ.
He got interested in Kenyatta Road.
Na ngĩciria njarie handũ hihi Ngai andeithie ingĩhota kũgũra na njĩra hihi ya kũria employer wakwa kana wa mangombere.
Then he decided to settle here, but he had to seek a loan from the employer so that he can be able to purchase land here.
Na hĩndĩ ndambĩrĩirie gũcaria nĩ ndathire Juja handũ hetagwo Greens.
He went to Juja Green. That's the first place he was looking for a plot.
Njĩra ĩyo ya gũthiĩ Gatundu.
On the way to Gatundu.
Na hĩndĩ ndarorire kũu ngĩona nĩ kwega no ngoro ndĩendire.
But though the place was good, but he seemed not to have liked it.
Ngĩcoka ngĩũka Rũriĩ.
Then he came to Rũriĩ.
Na kuo ngĩrora.
Newwood. He then looked at that place.
Na ngĩona ona thendi iria mendaga rĩ ndingĩhota kũrĩici.
And then the place was a bit expensive. You could not be able to raise that amount of money.
Nĩguo ndokire mwena wa Valley View.
That's when he said to come to this Valley View side.
Hĩndĩ ĩyo ona ndetagwo Valley View.
By that time it was not known as Valley View.
Warĩ o kĩrũri gĩa kĩrĩa kũndũ kwaiyũrĩte manyeki.
It was just a thicket. Yeah. And nothing was here.
Na ndoka.
And when he came,
ngĩkwenda.
He fell in love with this place.
Na kĩrĩa mũno gĩatũmire ndĩhende nĩ atĩ nĩ harĩ hakuhĩ na harĩa ndarutaga wĩra.
He loved it because it is near the place where he was working.
Na ngĩgĩcaria tũthendi na ngĩgũra.
Then he looked for money and he bought plots.
Rĩu kumagia hau ndĩikarire mũno ndaikarire o kĩndũ ta 6 months ũguo thutha wa kũgũra. Ngĩcoka ngĩteithĩrĩrio nĩ employer wakwa ngĩambĩrĩria gwaka nyũmba. After
buying, it took him only 6 months, and then he got some loan from his employer, and he constructed his house.
Gũkũ gwaka kwarĩ hinya mũno tondũ gũtiarĩ maĩ.
Here by then it was difficult to construct because there was no water supply whatsoever.
Gũtiarĩ barabara.
There were no roads.
Nyamũ ciarĩ gũkũ nyingĩ mũno.
They were the animals.
Na ona gũka mũndũ nĩ etigagĩra mũno tondũ nyeki yarĩ kuo nĩ ũndũ wa nyoka ciakĩrĩ kuo nyingĩ.
The thicket was so much and it was so thick that there were a lot of poisonous snakes, the pythons and likewise, and he also said that there were hyenas around.
There were hyenas.
Yes.
Ciarĩraga kwambĩrĩria thaa ĩmwe.
From 7 o'clock they were making a lot of noise.
Na ona hippos.
Hippos were there too in our stream here.
Rĩu no nĩ twagĩakire na mathina oro macio no uduria wa kumakania mahinda macio mothe ona nginya umuthi guku gutire mundu uri wahutio ni hitio ona kana nyoka Ngai ni atugitire na njira nene.
One thing he thank God for is that though there were those wild animals, there were snakes of all the types. All the years he has lived here, none of the inhabitants here have been attacked by hyena or snakes.
Na hindi ya nyumba yarikire onongo ti kurika kugwitagwo kurika hindi yatuikire ati mundu no aikare ngirehe family yako.
And so at a stage of his construction of his house, when he found that it could be inhabited, he brought his family here.
Guku gutiari andu matiokite.
There were no people, he was alone.
Mundu awacokire kungerea he family mo yacokire kunumirira thutha wa mweri imwe.
Yes.
Ucio niwe twahoyanaga kiria mundu ekwenda twakihuthagira tutao na thitima gutiari piped water riu twaikarite oguo no ni undu wa kuigua uhoro wa gukombora ni murito.
Yes.
Na ciana no irathoma tukiona ni wega gwitia.
Then he says the time he came here, after 1 month another one person came in and also joined him here. Two of them were the one who were helping one another. Whatever you lacked and you wanted someone to borrow, you borrowed from that the other person. One family borrowing from the other family. And the other thing is that there was no electricity here. They were using hurricane lamps. There was no water. The place was desolate. It was nothing here. So it was so difficult to live, and the children needed to go to school, and on that all that they had to work for.
Hindi yothe uria nguite hau mbere gutiari andu no ithuĩ nĩ twakenagira nĩ twaiguaga tuiganĩire na twakenera guikara ngiria tondu nĩ tweherera rent na maundu mangi.
Though with all those difficulties, as I have said before, they were so excited to have owned their own plots, their own houses, and they were no longer in rental houses. That was one thing that made them be here with all those difficulties. But they were happy. Whether there was water or no electricity, they were satisfied to have owned their own property here.
Hindi ya andu mambiririe guka omwe.
Then later on, people started coming in one by one.
Niguo twageire na mucemanio.
That's when they started to have a meeting of residents of this area.
Na tukiona ni wega tugie na ritwa ria itura riri.
Now you say you came here in 1997. Riu ri aria mokite mbere fiu guku turi kwari na nduri wacheta mokite. So I'm asking him because he says he came here in 1997 and he met people here. So I wanted him to tell us when did these people come here?
Ngwiciria ngioka 97 aciangi aria ngugite kana aria tungiuga mokite kabere ni kindu late 80 kana 90 hau.
So he is saying those he met here came around late 80s and early 90s. But they occupied very small parts of Kenyatta Road, mostly near the super highway, where the highway is, which is about 2 kilometers from where we are now. And also the place where he was in Precious Blood, missionaries had started a station there. Some people also settled nearby that mission. That should be early late 80s, early 90s. Yes. Riari majia uka.
Ndeu doka nituge onongoka kumagia hau andu no mokaga no matiokaga na hinya muingi toria mokire thutha twari aria twokire na guku twarikia gwaka.
So he says thereafter people started coming one by one, but they did not come with that kind of speed they thought they would come in, and it took time for them to settle.
Rĩu nĩguo twakikarire thĩ na tũgĩta itũra rĩrĩ Valley View.
Then this place had no name by then. When the assessable number came in, they sat down and decided to form an association of the people residents here, and they started by giving this place a name, and the name they give this area, they call it Valley View. And it has, as I told you, I have covered several estates because it's finally divided in smaller estates. I've covered from Valley View 1, 1st Avenue, now this is 6th Avenue. But the name came with them. Yes.
Tondu ona nginya superhighway nginya ona na guku kunena guku gwitagwo kiria Faith na kou mbere ciothe twaciitaga Raja Valley View.
He says all this area, despite the new names of estates now, they were all calling them Valley View. Yes.
Na kumagia hau andu makirikia gusetro makiambiria ta area no ito ya Valley View tukiambiria kugia na First Avenue Valley View, Second Avenue Valley View nginya 60 riu kuria turi.
Yes, after a certain number of people settled here, they demarcated the Valley View into estates, different estates. Like now the superhighway is there, there's White Gate, all those have covered, and also the Valley View they made it into smaller units, and they called them avenues, 1, 2, 3 up to 6, where now we are seated, or where I am conducting this interview. There were no churches here.
Na tukiambiria twathiaga Juja tondu ni ohari kanitha kuringana na denomination iria mundu athomaga.
Yes, churches were found 5 kilometers away in Juja town.
Andu mathiaga maguru.
People are walking.
Tondu ona barabara iria ya superhighway yari kababara o kanini karami.
Yes.
Na ndungionire gutire matatu nyingi ciekaga ati.
By then the current superhighway was a smaller road. It was dual carriage, but it was smaller in size, and transportation was a problem. There were no public means of transport, so here they were just walking to places where they want Juja to and fro.
Leu kuringana na kuria mundu ari niguo twambiririe kanitha ĩrĩa ndathomaga APCA tukiona aria twi guku no tugie na kanitha.
So by and by they established their own churches here away from Juja, but they came with the same denominations here, whether it was PCA, it was Anglican, it was AIC, all these denominations. They were able to establish their churches here, that becoming independent of Juja.
Na hindi atwa approachire headquarter itu magitwira tuthie tucarie plots.
And when the time came for them to establish themselves here, they went to the headquarters, seek permission to start their own church here.
Na kanitha wa PCA niguo wa mbere.
PCA church was the first one to be established here.
Thĩinĩ wa Rũria nĩ marĩ na yao 70 day.
He says here the first church which was here in this area, especially near the road, was SDH, Seventh Adventist Church.
Rĩu kumagia hau makanitha makiambĩrĩria gũgĩũka kũringana na ũrĩa andũ mokaga maingĩhĩte. As
people increased in number in settling here, they came along with the other churches.
Ono ngoro hindi oni twaciaga na makanitha mangĩ ta Anglican na AIPCA na kanitha ici ingĩ. Rĩu hindi ĩrĩa makĩgĩire na kwao nĩguo twagĩtiganire na tugitigana ona thayu na matukiuganira uhoro.
So one interesting thing is that when they established their own church here, the PCEA, because it was the first to be established here. All other denominations, that is independent churches, Anglican church, they were all attending their church PCA until they established their own. That's when they went to their churches.
Rĩu kumagia hau nĩngĩonete tondũ ngĩthikĩrĩria kũu Ngai nĩanjigĩte nĩnyonete gũkũ gũgĩkũra na njĩra nene mũno ũgakũra mũno kumagia hĩndĩ ĩyo super highway yathondekwo ona tũgĩgaingĩria lami na gũkũ estate-inĩ na maũndũ maingĩ na niĩ tondũ nĩnyendete wĩra wa community hĩndĩ ndarĩ na hinya nĩtwakorirwo tũgĩcaria njĩra ya kũdevelop matũũra maya na nĩngũririkana ndĩ ũmwe wa gũcaria thitima gũkũ.
So he says that time he came here he was very able, but now he has a problem with his leg, but by then he and others embarked on bringing development here, because you hear there were no roads, so they had to seek how roads will be established here, where they also went to get electricity to be brought here. They also had to follow about water. It took time, but he did a lot of community work to make this place habitable.
Ona ndĩrĩ ũmwe wa gwĩcikĩra gũkorwo ndĩ gĩkundi-inĩ kĩrĩa gĩacaragia titles cia plot ici. He was
among the team which was following about the titles of this place, because the owners of this chambers, after subdivision, they did not give individual person here a title. So he was among those people who are following the title with the government, so that each person, each plot holder will have their own title deed.
Rĩu ngiuma mwena wa estate thiĩ wa kũrĩa ndarutaga wĩra kwa Missionary Sisters of Precious Blood.
So as he continued with the Missionary Sisters of Precious Blood,
nĩtwakire orphanage kũu.
They built orphanage.
Na ũmũthĩ ĩrĩ kuo.
Even today it is there.
Twĩna primary school kũu.
We have got a primary school there.
Now no to primary school ĩtanambĩrĩria ciana hĩndĩ cia orphanage ciatuĩkire nĩ ciakinya ũndũ ingĩthiĩ thukuru.
And then so he continues telling us the development of Precious Blood Farm from orphanage to becoming a school.
Rĩu kuma ciana hĩndĩ tuonire nĩ ciaingĩha nĩ ciakinya ihinda rĩa gũthiĩ thukuru. Tukiambĩrĩria kumatwara thukuru ĩho ĩtagwo Kũraiha Primary School.
So, but the children that they were catering in the orphanage, when they became of age to go to school, they had to take them to a school known as Kũraiha. Kũraiha should be somewhere in Juja. Yes, somewhere in Juja, a distance from Kenyatta Road.
Na no nĩ gwakinyire handũ gwĩtuĩka nĩ gũkũgĩa na thukuru ya Itumumu, School for the Blind. Then
meanwhile the sisters started the idea of starting a school for the blind.
Na rĩu mũndũ ũrĩa wanengerirwo wĩra ũcio wa gũcaria atumumu,
the person who was told to go look for blind children,
akĩremwo nĩ wĩra ũcio,
was not able to do so.
Rĩu ĩkĩoneka ĩyo ĩtuĩke nĩwe gũtuĩka primary school.
So then they decided to make it the primary school, ordinary primary school, yeah, rather than the one for blind.
Na ũguo nĩguo kwagĩire thukuru ĩgwĩtwo kĩrĩa Precious Blood.
And that's how the school known as Precious Blood, currently is a very good school, was established.
Orphanage no ĩthiaga na mbere.
He says orphanage still goes on.
Na ciana no makĩoyaga iria imathĩna-inĩ.
They still take children, and those who are less privileged, they also help them.
Na warĩ wĩra mũritũ tondũ niĩ ndĩ farm manager no nginya ingĩakorirwo ndĩ involved na mawĩra macio mothe.
So, because as a farm manager, he found himself also becoming involved in the education of the children.
Tondu no nginya ingĩakũririe irio cia kũmaigana.
He had to grow enough food to feed the children.
Na nyamũ cia gĩthaka ta rabbits, ona ngũrwe na ngũkũ nĩguo ciana icio ikũre ciũĩ.
He also have to rear the rabbits, pigs, and other animals so that children can also learn, because as orphans they have nowhere else to learn those things.
Na thutha wa matukũ maigana ũna,
after some time,
rĩu niĩ ndacokire ngĩka atĩ ngĩtigana na my sisters.
He left the precious blood sisters.
Na ngĩũka involve ngĩtuĩka involved na development ya estate.
So he got now engaged fully in the development of the estate.
Na nĩtũgĩteithanĩtie na andũ aingĩ mũno.
He has been with so many people.
Ona MPs arĩa manakorwo gũkũ.
The MPs who have been here.
Na macibũ.
Chiefs.
Ona MCAs.
Yes. So this is a very good story of Mr. Ng'ang'a, because he's an original inhabitant of this place. He has got all the correct history, the one I was looking for. I was trying to seek anybody who can give me this history. But thank you, my friend, because he has the history. Thank you so much, Bwana Ng'ang'a, because of your history and your time. God bless you. But I have got one question to ask you. Gũkũ nĩmekĩria mawatho ma gwaka gũkũ na andũ mariakaga.
Gũkũ sorry hau nĩ ngũriganĩirwo.
So I'm asking him whether they had any rules to establish what kind of development will be done here.
Hĩndĩ ĩmwe tũikarĩte mũcemanio-inĩ tũkĩaria ũhoro wa development, nĩtwagĩire na ũhoro ũcio wa gwĩciria nĩ atĩa tũngĩikara, tondũ hĩndĩ ĩmwe na ĩmwe nyũmba cia gũkomborithia, and especially ici cia tũngĩciĩta cia low income, nĩ ciũkaga andũ mangĩtuĩka athuretio na kũrĩ ithuĩ aikari.
So he says at one point in time, when a sizable number of residents came around, they sat down to focus or to have a strategy of the development they wanted to be done here, because they realized sometimes people become developing low-cost rental houses, which may bring the people of undesirable characters here. So they thought of what control they can establish here.
Na hĩndĩ twakinyire hau tũkĩona nĩma nĩtwagĩrĩirwo nĩ kũgĩa na mawatho.
So by that time they realized then they will be threat unless they have rules here to be followed by everybody who has owned a place here and you want to come and develop it.
Gũkũ na watho ũrĩa tuonire mwega nĩ kuga gũkũ angĩkorwo no wake nyũmba ya gũkomborithia ĩkorwo a 3 bedroom and 2 bedroom.
Then what they said, if in case somebody want to have a house here and to rent out his house, it should be minimum 2 bedroom house and 3 bedroom house, or bigger but not smaller.
Na angĩkorwo hihi nĩkuo we nawe ũrĩikaraga,
and if you are going to reside here,
ongorwo nĩ nyũmba ya ngorofa, akorwo na floor na first floor, no ndũngĩkĩra hau first floor. So
they said if any residents want to construct a house here, it should only go from the ground floor and another floor above on top of that one, but not more than that.
Rĩu macio nĩmo mawatho.
Those are the rules they established here concerning the development, the type of house that you should build here.
Na estate nyingĩ gũkũ nĩ gated.
Just like any other estate, this is gated estate. Yes, and many of them here in Kenyatta Road, he's happy, they are now gated estates.
Na hĩndĩ atwekire ũguo ma estate macio mangĩ mothe noguo marũmĩrĩire.
So as they established those ground rule, because they were like the original in this particular area, all others followed what their rules.
Na nĩ tũrĩ security.
This is a place which is secured 24/7.
Maĩ twĩ namo ma kũigana.
Now they have got water. His effort of trying to get electricity, as you can see now, there is electricity here. You can see electricity coming here, and as you can see here, ground here, this is the trench being dug here to strengthen the water supply in this estate. This is the hard work from Mr. Nganga. That is the result of his hard work, and that's why he left his employment to come and follow up this issue, because there were weighty issues, and he had to go to so many offices to give his voice there, and the result of it is what we are seeing now here. And now the other question is, you said you had those rules, yeah. But I'm seeing a school in this only estate. I'm seeing a school in it. Tondu riu ndio atiriri guku nuko ndio na thukuru ona ngo mina maatho macio uga ni mwai namo wathiri atia
thukuru ri reke njuge thukuru kuri undu twarorire tukiona ni wega kugia na thukuru, na ningi mwene thukuru no mu member wa estate ino na tondu ena ploti nyingi ri agiakite thukuru tu wega tondu ona ithu aciari ndagika ino ciana citu ithomagira kuu imwe mundu kuringana na uria ango ni ekuhota. So ni tusheaga nake maundu mothe ona mawatho macio tugika ati twathondekire ma estate o mothe onake ni akoragwo involved.
He says the owner of the school is one of their very active member, and he had several plots, and to them school was of benefit because their children will not be traveling far to seek education. And so it came within their estate, and they encouraged it. And as I told you in another vlog, it's a huge school.
No njugire atiriri ona gitumi kinene gia gwitikiria thukuru ri guku gutire public school haha
the public school nearby. He says the reason why they allowed the school because in this area there's no public school, though there's one which has started the other day here near another place known as Chief's Quarter. Before there was no public school anywhere here. So can you tell my people the last word?
Okay, riu no ndimwirire eroreri oguo mwaigua kiu nikio kiambiriria gitu na ona inywe haria muri o kiambiriria ni wega hindi ciothe hari uri ukageria ugacaria njira cia kuhakuria oguo niguo tukoretwo tugikuria na noguo ona gukuria bururi witu na mwathani amurathime.
He says his story is to motivate people who may want to do the same thing, starting from zero to where they have reached. And he says the duty of developing a particular area is not only for the leaders of the few people who are there. It is upon each one of us, wherever you are, to make sure you help your community to develop, you help your community to achieve particular goals, you help your community to live peacefully, you help to organize, to have an organized settlement. And with those few words, he says, God bless you, bless you, bless you. My viewers, so wherever you are, I love you. Please remember to like, share, and welcome to this estate, Fairview Avenue 6. They love people because as I told you, when there's some estate I went and there were issues allowing me to do the vlogging, but here he welcomed me. The estate here, the people have welcomed me so nicely, and I pray to God to help them add and answer their prayers they have been praying. So bye-bye, my friends. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love you all, wherever you are. Bye-bye. Till the next vlog. God bless you.